Good morning, pilgrims. It is day one. Yes, I love new beginnings of the Via Francigena 2.0. What day is it? It is August 8th, Sunday, 2024. Where am I? I'm in the city of Geneva, where I got here yesterday after a very long flight from Miami to Istanbul. I couldn't get any sleep on 12 hours. It was a massive flight. And then a 3 hour flight from Istanbul and then to Geneva, where I arrived, took a train, made it to the city center, to this albergue where I stayed last night. Oh, yes. Here we go. Where is the albergue? Well, it is perfectly located right across the street from Geneva's cathedral. Do you recognize this place? Of course you do. This is where I started my Camino in 2022 when I did the Via Gebeniensis to Le Puy-en-Velay and then connected it with the Via Podiensis that ends in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port and the Camino Frances. So today is the first day on the Via Francigena 2.0, but this trip started at the beginning of the year in February in Sevilla, when I walked from Sevilla on the Via de la Plata to Santiago de Compostela. Then I made a right turn and I did the Camino Frances in reverse, made it to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, took a flight back home because of course I can only be here for 3 months at a time, and now here I am, back again. You can see the signs for the Via Jacobi, which is the one that I will be following all the way to Lausanne for 3 days. There is where I connect with the Via Francigena. Yesterday I came here to the cathedral to get my first stamp. I got one at the albergue and one here at the cathedral. Oh man, it is a cold morning. It's gonna be a rainy day, the only rainy day this week. That's how it goes. We have to adapt. And then it's gonna be nice blue skies following the lake all the way to the Grand Saint Bernard Pass and then Italy. Now let's try to see if we can find an open cafe so we can have breakfast. All right, everything seems to be going smoothly. Found a Starbucks to have a café con leche or a cappuccino and a ham and cheese croissant. 13 francs. This trip is gonna be expensive, yes it will. I remember Switzerland all too well on my first Via Francigena, and just in the 10 days that I will be here, I'll probably blow half of the trip's budget. Did a live stream from that park yesterday? Yes, I did, and that seems to be what I will be doing from now on. Instead of doing those 1-minute videos for Instagram and YouTube, you know, it takes a lot of work. I have a lot of gear, I have a lot of things to do, and just the logistics of it, I just don't have enough time to be editing so much. So I will be trailing the lake for the majority of the day, going in and out at some point, and it hasn't rained yet. Let's hope it stays this way. As always, you got options. If you don't want to walk, you have the boat, this boat right here, this ferry that will take you from point to point along the lake. You can also take the train, but I prefer to do it on foot. By ferry, I got a nice shot of this ferry on my last trip. Wow, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday I was here walking by this marina, and it was just full of people on either side of the lake. I was just going around visiting all the highlights of the city, starting with a water stream that shoots I don't know how many feet up in the air. We need one of those in Miami, in Bayside Marina for sure. And then out of the blue, I came across a flamenco show. Wow, that was just perfect, man. It was perfect because when I started the Via de la Plata, I went to La Casa del Flamenco for one of those private shows. And it was nice. It was a nice way to kick off that trip. And to be reminded on this one, it was just nice. Also, you know, seeing through the sea of umbrellas yesterday, I saw also some not Galician bagpipers, but they were pipers, and that reminded me, of course, when you reach Santiago de Compostela, the guy there by the main gate. Oh, so that was a nice reminder. The signs are here. This seems like it's gonna be a great trip. And today, oh man, it looks like there are VIPs in the area because the main street has been blocked off by cops. The only people that are out and about are people that are jogging right now. It might be too early for everybody else. There was also some fireworks yesterday, but I missed it because I crashed in my bed. Yes, man, after only getting like a few hours of sleep on that flight, and then on and off once I got here. So I slept until like 7:30 this morning, and now the sun is starting to come out, which is nice, which is welcome. Yesterday it was very hot. It was like in the mid 80s Fahrenheit. So let's see. Getting windy too. The weather is just crazy. Tomorrow is gonna be a totally different day compared to today. I think we're starting day one with this type of weather, which is it's not too bad. I have my poncho, I have my umbrella, I have everything that I need that I put through the test at the beginning of this trip. Why did I skip the middle section? You know, if I'm going from Sevilla to Rome, and I already did Sevilla to Saint Jean Pied de Port, why am I starting here and not in Saint Jean Pied de Port? Well, that was the plan. As you guys know, I went back and forward so many times, and I thought, all right, let's continue on from Saint John, make it all the way to maybe Lausanne, you know, probably to the other side of the Alps, to Osta. But then once I was doing the math, because I had to be out 3 months, I could only get back here, I think it was August 15 or so. So I flew the day after when the time reset it. And if I hadn't taken a single rest day and done many long stages, I would have made it to the pass on October the 7th. And historically, or I think the official date of the closing of the pass is October 10th because of snow. So I didn't want to carry like winter gear just for a whole month while I was walking here in France, just to use it maybe for a couple of days. And if maybe I would have had bad weather, the pass would have been closed and then I would have been kind of stuck. So I decided to do this whole thing kind of like out of order, do the beginning, which is done already in the bag, and then now do the ending section, and then I'll come back next spring and do the middle. So it will be kind of like a Pulp Fiction, just like a Tarantino movie out of order. But maybe when you see it, it would all be done and you could just get into that playlist. Oh man, so many videos that I have in store for you. And yeah, let's go, because the people are coming out and about. are just going from park to park, and what a beautiful way to leave this city. And there are plenty of water sources, just like this one. I brought my UV light water filter, which is nice. I mean, this water, you can drink it, but this is just an extra layer of protection. Wow, look at this place, man. The lake is on the other side of those trees. I can barely see through it, but it's nice. We're gonna be zigzagging back and forward, and it's like 9:30 already, so I'm kind of taking my sweet time. Look at this glass house over here. It reminds me of the one in Madrid. Let's check it out. Do you think we have plenty of signage? I think we're good. There's so many water sources as well that is, I don't think you need to carry much water at all on this trip. There's one right here. There was one not far back, very close to what I think is the US Embassy. I don't know. I saw the American flag and a bunch of security cameras around the perimeter, and I saw plenty of police cars patrolling the area, so it probably is. So we had to do a little bit of a climb there, and now we're kind of far away from the lake. It's gonna be like that throughout the day, and I think I'm getting close to like the first 25% of the way of the day. It hasn't rained yet. It was supposed to be raining all morning. I'm not complaining, of course not. So it means that we have cool weather. I did apply some sunscreen because I know that those UV rays are passing through the clouds, and I don't want to get baked out here. No, sir, I got baked doing the Camino Frances in reverse when I had the sun in my face at all times. I think in this section, this first 3 days, as I'm making my way to Lausanne, I'm heading east. So I do have the sun facing me, but then it's gonna be heading south all the way to Rome. So there, I'll use the umbrella just a little bit, not as much as probably I'll use on this section. All right, let's continue. Loving the architecture here. Now, is that the first church here on the trip? Let's see if it's open. First church is open. That is a good sign. Oh yes, it is, man. Oh, another water source. I think that's gonna be the theme of the day. This is so freaking cool. I think that's something I'm gonna be saying all the time. Even this path next to this train tracks is gorgeous, We had a little bit of a traffic jam here on a two-way street with two trolleys. As you can see from my GPS tracks, I'm completely off from the track, but that is not so because I'm following the Jacobi sign, so that means that the GPS that I found on the internet are not the official route, but it's alright. I get to make my own way as I walk. I'm gonna follow the official path as much as I can, unless I have to detour a little bit, because this is gorgeous. I mean, look at this. I'm right now what it feels like in the woods, in the forest, but I'm not too far away from the actual city, and I actually get to walk behind sometimes like residential areas, like buildings, like those complexes. It's great. Right now I'm next to the river, as you can hear, and if you haven't seen many drone shots, that is because I'm on the approach into the airport, so sometimes I get to see the planes flying overhead. Look at this. You see? Oh man, I love this path. Actually, the GPS that I have would have taken me next to the train tracks for a little bit longer. This is what I mean when I say that I'm walking behind people's houses. Very nice trail following this stream with this wall over here. Oh, I love this. This brings back memories of my first day on the Via Genevieses, leaving Geneva but going in the opposite way. And now we have a little street crossing here. Look at that house, man. It's cool because we're like in this sort of environment, and then we get to cross over a street and we get the traffic and we get to see kind of like the town or the city, and then we come back in here. Love it. I wish my backyard looked like this. It started raining already. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're past the halfway point of the day, and it looks like the second half is gonna be wet, but it was expected. Actually, I thought the whole day was gonna be like this, so no complaining here. The only thing I need to complain about is lunch. It's 1 o'clock and I haven't seen a single spot for me to stop for a break, not even the mid-morning break where I usually have my second coffee. But it's all right. I think since I'm still in Miami time, right now it's like the middle of the night, so my body hasn't even realized that it is lunchtime. But let's see, there's a little town here coming up ahead. Maybe, just maybe, there's something open. At least a boulangerie or something. We'll see. It's a drizzle, it's not even a rain. So let's keep it this way. The rain stopped, which is great, but the one place where I had planned to have lunch, which is kind of like an albergue slash restaurant, I think it's on the renovation. So, you know, that's how it goes. Let's head out and then start creating the routine in Switzerland. I may actually have to go to a supermarket in the morning or the day before and get a baguette, maybe get some supplies for the road, just to for moments like this, and also to bring the cost down. Oof. Don't let anybody tell you that this is just flat. We've been going up and down. I mean, we're not walking next to the lake, so it is to be expected, but this is just a warm-up for what's coming up ahead. And what is that? But of course, the Alps. Just a little mountain range that we had to go over in order to cross to the other side to Italy. Ah. This is just a warm-up, man. This is just a warm-up. Let me just keep saying that, and eventually I'll get my trail legs once again. I had to get off the trail for just a slight detour to this pizza place, pizza slash motel. And I went inside and I asked the guy if he spoke English. He said no. I asked, do you speak Spanish? And I got lucky. He spoke a little bit, so I managed to order something to eat for lunch. What do you think I went for at a pizza place? But a pizza, of course, and a beer. And I closed it with what? You know me too well. With a café con leche, of course. So now that I have a full belly, I'm heading back to the Camino for the remaining of the way. It's already 2 something in the afternoon. Let's see, 2:30. I think check-in was at 3. That's why I didn't want to leave too early, because there's no point in getting to this place where I'm staying today, which is kind of like away from everything. Might be a good idea. So to be there super early, it makes no sense at all. I'd rather stay out here walking, exploring, taking pictures, even if it's raining a little bit. All right, let me check on my GPS tracks because I don't want to get lost. There are no arrows around here. Nice, more water. Seems like I'm not the only one walking, not to Rome at least. I've seen 3 other hikers or pilgrims going, should I call it the right way? I don't know what to say after doing the Camino Frances in reverse. But I just saw a sign on the path. Oh, it was hanging from a tree and it was in Italian, and it said it was a message for an Italian hiker that's supposed to pass through here today on his way to Rome. So maybe I'll get to meet this guy along the way. Woo! Loving today's stage, man. I saw this whole thing on Google Maps as I was getting ready, but it's not the same thing. I'll bet it's the same thing with videos. There's one thing about watching it on a screen, and another thing is being here, surrounded by all the sounds, the ambient, the smells, you know, the sweat, the pain, the glory, the whole 9 yards. I'm getting poetic now. That's when you know I'm having a good time out here. In the afternoon, I can see where I'm heading today, where I'm staying, Le Château de Bossey. Yes, that's the one right over there. And I can't believe that I'm closing off the stage walking by the vineyards. Oh, what a way to close the day, man. What a great first day on this Camino. Just to think that today was supposed to rain all day, I only got a small drizzle. And also on a Sunday where usually everything is closed in France, Switzerland, and Italy. I managed to find a place to have lunch, and it was a good one. So let's head over there to this magical chateau in the forest with the mountains behind, and I probably have the views of the lake. Settle in. I had to do laundry. I had to do laundry every single day. That's gonna be the theme for the remaining of the trip. I had to do it by hand, but you know, I think I have all night and tomorrow. Maybe the air conditioning in the room will dry it up. If not, I have a backup. Oof, what a gorgeous place, man. I think I picked the right one. There was a municipal albergue in the town before this one that I almost pulled the trigger and stayed there, but I decided, you know, since I want to do the section from Geneva to Lausanne in 3 days, I have to push through. I had to do longer stages, so instead of doing it in 4, decided to do it in 3. Oh, well, the whole thing was perfect. Thank you. So here we are. This is my room. Tiny room. No air conditioning like yesterday, but I have my fan, and it seems like the showers are outside, just right here on the left. So, wow. Nice welcoming party here. I got my stamp. We got dinner tonight at 7, from 7 to 9. It's self-serving, and we also have breakfast in the morning. Let me open this up because I need some cold air to get in here. Nice view. I think I got everything done, everything that I needed to do. I just did the live stream right here, sitting right there in this patch of grass with a chateau in the background. What a great background do I have here today. I just love it. What did I do today? Okay, now I have to remember that everything that I said on the live stream is not part of this video, and I cannot leave any information out. So, of course, I took my shower, I did laundry by hand with a scrubber, as promised. It was easy process. I've been practicing at home for like the last month, And that's why it comes in handy to test out all your gear before you get out here, so that it feels like second nature and you're not having issues with it. So I did an improvised line there from the window to the table, and I'm using the fan from the room. There's no air conditioning here, but they have a fan and I have mine, and I think it will probably do the trick. I wanted to do the live stream from this place with the background over there, but the Wi-Fi doesn't reach out here. Oh man, it's drizzling right now. Of course it is. Let it rain. I don't care. It didn't rain during the day, so that's good. There's this little house here in this corner, which I thought from the distance that this is the hotel. I mean, it is part of the ground, so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty cool. Just walking around. It is 6:30. Dinner is at 7. Breakfast is at 7:30 tomorrow. And yeah, look at this view right here. Just like postcard perfect. And with that, it is time to call it a day, but not before thanking who? The Trail Angels of the Day. And I have so many that I have to thank 2 per video. Let's start with Steven Bloom and Joseph De Leon. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow on stage 2 of the Via Jacobi, on my way to the Via Francigena. Look at this. Look at my t-shirt. Merch. See you tomorrow.